My name is Dr. Dekel. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. BioProtect is an Israeli company based in Israel, 20 kilometers north of Tel Aviv. BioProtect is a medical device industry. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and I'm a 20-year veteran of the medical device industry in Israel. The issue we're dealing here is protecting healthy tissue. When you are radiating cancerous tissue, you are trying to kill the cancer, but meanwhile, you are damaging the healthy tissue surrounding it. I'll give you an example from my field as I am an orthopedic surgeon. If I have a bone tumor and I'm radiating that bone tumor to kill the cancer, I am also damaging the nerves surrounding that bone tumor. So while I'm killing the cancer, I'm damaging the nerves, and the patient will have no cancer for 20 years, but he will have chronic pain from that bone tumor because of the radiation. So this is why BioProtect was conceived, to protect that healthy tissue. Where am I clicking? Could you transfer the slides for me, please? Okay. So in 75% of the radiotherapy treatment, there is collateral damage in the healthy tissue surrounding the bone, surrounding the cancer. So this collateral damage causes long-standing pain and long-standing disabilitation to the patient. So in these scenarios, we have to protect the healthy tissue, as in the example I've shown you. This is a biodegradable device. It's actually a balloon. It's a spacer. It sits between the healthy tissue and the cancerous tissue. And that space it creates allows the healthy tissue to be protected from the radiation. It's a disposable kit. It comes in one box. It's very easily positioned in the body between the healthy and the cancerous tissue, thus creating a safety effect and protecting the healthy tissue from the radiation. This is an example of how it works. The healthy tissue at the end is caused a dose effect radiation by the radiation treatment. So if you put the balloon, which you can see on the right, between those two types of tissue, between the cancerous and the healthy tissue, immediately, if you even create 1 centimeter difference, you create a protecting effect of the radiation therapy. And that protecting effect is all the patient needs to not get the collateral damage that radiation gives. For example, here you can see the cancerous tissue is the prostate and the healthy tissue is the colon behind it. We have over 1,000 cases worldwide in United States, UK, Germany, Italy, Austria, Portugal, and Switzerland, and even Israel. So we've validated the technology. We know it works. And the next stage of the company is going to marketing and sales and finalizing our FDA efforts. We have 4 families of patents that are granted in United States, China, Japan, and Israel. The primary patent family is, of course, the creation of the balloon. It's a biodegradable balloon made of coprolactone, a seamless balloon, very complex technology to manufacture. And other family patents are family patents that protect the specific methodology of placing the balloon in certain places of the body or drug delivery inside the balloon. This family of patents allows us to sell in countries where we already have regulatory approval. We have regulatory approval all over Europe and in several other countries. We're working on regulatory approval in United States, which is probably the biggest cancer market in the world. We've already have in place distributors all over the countries that we do have regulatory approval, and the minute we finalize funding, we are going to immediately start selling. We have a team in place and distributors in place in all these countries, and the first effort is going to be funding in those countries. The cell driver. One of the most important things in medical device is to have reimbursement. We have reimbursement codes in the United States and several other countries. The reimbursement code is for $3,000, which allows a very good margin for the device. As I stated, it's sold for around $1,500 in the countries that we do have regulatory approval. One of the biggest drivers of this market is the fact that cancer is a very growing trend, and you see that we've targeted prostate cancer as our first application. Why prostate cancer? For 2 reasons. First of all, it's one of the largest cancers being treated by radiation. And secondly, a lot of the complications in prostate cancer go to the healthy tissue surrounding it, causing a vast majority of problems. And we've targeted this market, we have a device for this market, and as I said, we validated the technology. Of course, in the second stage, you'll see later, we are going to use exactly the same technology, the balloon protecting technology for other cancers in this large $5 billion market. So we are going to start selling for the current device for the prostate cancer in the countries that we do have regulatory approval. It's a $320 million market. Then we are going to go to second devices for secondary markets, which is an even bigger opportunity. And of course, once we enter United States and finalize our FDA efforts, United States is still the biggest market for cancer treatment. We have a facility, a manufacturing facility based in Israel, as I said, capable of manufacturing 1,000 devices a month and can scale up to a much larger numbers if needed. We are raising $15 million in a pre-money valuation of $18 million. There is a lockup for all existing shareholders. The proceeds will be used for marketing and sales efforts. And as I've said, we have the distributors and the team in place for finalizing our FDA efforts and for additional applications. What is very important to note, there is a market leader for spacing for radiation therapy. A company named Augmenix was just bought in October 2018 by Boston Scientific for $500 million in cash, $100 million in sales milestones, meaning this is a $6 million immediate opportunity, and there is no number 2 or 3 coming. So we are going to follow in Augmenix's footsteps. This is the sales projections based on the countries we do have regulatory approval at the moment. And of course, you can see sales projections will go higher immediately once we get FDA approval. Augmenix in 2018 has sold $15 million in United States alone and is going to projected sales after the acquisition by Boston to reach $100 million in sales of 2019. So the company now is going into a market that is dominated by Boston, and obviously every one of the big players is going to go after that market. If we compare our existing product to Augmenix, Augmenix is a hyaluronic acid gel. It's just like toothpaste that with it you create the space between the healthy tissue and the cancerous tissue. The balloon has distinguished qualities over the Augmenix hydrogel. It creates a much larger space, which is much easier to visualize. It's a 3-dimensional shape, which is much easier to view than the Augmenix hydrogel, and it is much easier visibility under ultrasound, MRI, or CT. So this is an example of what it looks like under ultrasound in real life. On the top, you can see, on the right top, you can see the space created by the balloon. It's a big space, it's 1.8 centimeters. It creates a wide separation between the healthy tissue and the cancerous tissue. And this gives the patient a chance to get out of radiation treatment without any collateral damage, without any complications. On the bottom, you see Augmenix, which is a gel. It creates a space. It's much easier to visualize this space, as a paste creates a smaller space, but still it creates a 1 centimeter difference between these two types of tissues, allowing, again, protection. Augmenix is a good device. I think ours is better. This is my team. A team dedicated to R&D, which is now transitioning to a sales and marketing team. We're working with KOL leaders in United States for the FDA efforts and around Europe in the countries that we have regulatory approval. And if I may, we have a patented medical device that can give benefits to a lot of patients that are getting treated with radiation and have a lot of complications due to that. The device is ready for marketing. The device is in the middle of an FDA study, which will be finalized about 18 months from now. And the money secured will go for finalizing FDA and sales and marketing efforts. Thank you.